What's going on?
How are you? How old are
Hear
you?
me? I'm 28.
All right. What's the disagreement?
Um, I don't feel even if black men reach the certain level that that we should aspire to reach, I don't think the black women will follow us. I feel like 80% of them will still shit on us and leave us
Well,
hanging.
Well, that would depend on what level black men aspire to reach. And based on what we hear from you later in this video, your aspirations aren't too high, bruh.
why? First of all, you said I feel twice. See any issue with that?
I do. It means he's in his feelings. And for a man, that's a bad way to approach any discussion.
No.
That's a problem. As a man, you shouldn't worry about how you feel. It's about what we think and what we do. It's one of the things we talk about women all the time. They always say, I feel, I feel, I feel. So, what makes black women biologically different than any other group of women?
Biologically,
Yes.
there is no difference.
Then why
Not
would they
from a
not respond?
biological perspective.
Then why would they not respond to the same evolutionary biology type things?
They would respond. What this guy is trying to do is portray black women as irrevocably uncooperative, and Kevin's not having it. This is one of those Kevin Samuels videos his critics never talk about, because it not only shows that Kevin went in on men too, but it also shows that he defended black women against trifling black men who tried to blame black women for everything.
From what I've seen from anecdotal experience, uh, it's like it's a temporary it's a temporary
What part of the country do you
reaction.
live in?
I'm in Atlanta.
Atlanta.
Yes, sir.
So why does the divorce rate drop dramatically for black couples as well over an income of $250,000?
I didn't know that.
Maybe because you're not part of that group.
He's definitely not. He's not even close, as we'll later see.
See, if you're going to say something like that, I'm going to challenge it. Because basically what you're putting
For
out
sure.
here is you don't feel black women are going to, okay, I'll go with that. But why? Based upon what?
It's what I've seen my entire life.
You're
Black
28
women
years
have been
old.
my enemy my entire life.
They've been your what?
My enemy.
What do you mean your enemy?
Um, whether it's me, whether it's people that I know or people that I'm even related to, if there are strides towards success that are being made, um, there's an active effort to get in the way of the progress of what it is that we're doing. Like honestly, like
What does that mean though? You come in and say black women have been my enemy. You're gonna have to give me a specific.
Notice that this guy can't give Kevin even one specific case of how black women have been his enemy. This is a classic case of what is known in psychology as delusions of persecution or persecutory delusion. It's basically when you delude yourself into believing you're this innocent victim who people want to harm or hinder, even though you have no evidence to prove it. In fact, I'm willing to bet that many of you know at least one person with this victim mentality.
I'm
okay.
letting you go, man.
I
I'm trying to.
recently I recently dated a woman who was pursuing a dual doctorate degree in medicine and in chemistry,
I'm a
and
PhD.
throughout the entire relationship, uh, throughout the entire relationship, the only time that we didn't have an argument or we didn't have any kind of ridiculous back and forth is when we were having sex.
That's because that's all you were good for. Believe it or not, There are women who use men purely for sex, and you clearly don't have anything else going for you. So is there really any wonder why you and your ex never got along?
You know what I'm saying? Like
How
once
old are
the
you?
orgasm was out the way,
How old are you?
28,
And how long did you guys
28.
date?
I've known her for 8 years, dated her for 1.
And you dated her to what end? What was the intended outcome? To what end? Yeah. Dating has a purpose.
I was I was interested in marrying her.
You dated her
For
with
sure.
okay. And what do you do for a living?
I'm a musician and an Uber driver.
What?
I
Are
know.
you serious? Are you trolling me? Ninja
No,
what?
I'm not.
Ninja what? You date your enemy is your pocketbook.
I know.
Don't come here and talk about black women as your man, see? I mean, are you being serious, bro?
I am, but the finances is definitely something that I'm working on.
No, hell no.
Did this man say he's working on his finances? This is the same excuse women gave Kevin when he asked them about their weight. They're working on it. And just as Kevin didn't let these women make excuses for being overweight, he didn't let this man make excuses for being underpaid.
A black woman who's you actually came in here to tell me that you dated a black woman who's pursuing 2 dual doctorates.
I'm a PhD.
And you're a goddamn Uber driver and you're a musician. That's not a problem, except you frame black women as your enemy. And your enemy is your inability to be productive on a serious level.
And that's what it is right there. Any black woman he dates who's more productive than him on a serious level, he says she's his enemy. Sounds like a hater to me.
That's not currently true for me.
Well, here's the thing. I talked about what makes black women different on an evolutionary biological scale than any other group of women. You could not say that. I asked you about the decrease in the divorce rates over $250,000 for a couple. You didn't know about that. You said from your anecdotal experience, but unless you make that, your anecdotal experience has been, respect yours.
Well, so outside of me, I have mentors that I work with.
My ultimate
that have
point
gone
is
through
at 28 years old, you're too young to be trying to talk about getting married anyway. See, you haven't found yourself. And if I go with what you said, your failure in relationships are justified by calling black women your enemy instead of looking in the mirror and saying, where am I at?
I do that every day.
And why, what makes, you said you were looking at her to be a wife, possibly. What makes you a husband?
Outside, from what standpoint?
Can you provide for a family?
Not yet, no.
Then you were dating this woman with the eye to marry her and you couldn't even provide for a family.
And I bet this woman saw this too. And when their relationship inevitably failed, that's when she became his quote, unquote, enemy.
Your problem isn't the women, man. See, this is the problem with too many of us as black men. We don't have power. We're not trying to be serious. I mean, no disrespect, but I'm tired of hearing black men who are musicians and rappers and producers and actors and massage therapists and Uber drivers and chefs. Where's the trade? Where's the profession? Where's the real world? Something you walk into a Chamber of Commerce meeting with a business card and say, this is who I am and what I do, to where other men will take you seriously.
Was that rhetorical or did you want me to respond?
Nah, I'm asking you, because if you were to go into a Chamber of Commerce meeting on any given Tuesday or Thursday, how many musician Uber drivers do you think you'd meet that were non-black?
None.
All right.
None. It's not where I plan on staying or what I'm working towards in the future.
I get it. I get that. However, you were dating a woman who is heavily degreed, and women respond to power. Unfortunately, she dwarfed you in power potential. So the only place you could dominate and show any power is in the bedroom, because she did not have to take you seriously. You weren't on the same level. See, and this is why I can't allow to stand when you come in here saying black women are this or black women are that. Are you a competitive black man?
Yes, I would say so.
And I would say no. Bruh, you're an Uber driver and a musician, and I highly doubt you make any serious money off your music, if any at all. So that would mean you're just an Uber driver, and there's nothing wrong with that. But as far as aspirations go, that's not very competitive. So it doesn't take a brain surgeon to understand why a woman pursuing 2 doctorate degrees constantly bumped heads with you.
Competitive against who?
Against I guess like people in my tax bracket. I don't want to stay here. I'm trying to get to the top 1%.
Okay. Well, that's the main thing. Becoming a productive, competitive, successful man, men who are that way tend to have fewer problems because they have more leverage. Did you have
That's
any?
something that I realized watching your content.
Well, so it's not black women. It's not women. You have little leverage in a relationship with a woman who's going to get 2 degrees. And I
But what
asked
I'm
you,
saying is,
you said I asked you, how long you known her? 8 years. You've known her long enough to know who she is and what she's about. You said you were with her for 1 year. I said, to what end? You said to marriage, and you're not in a position to be a husband. You can't provide for a family. You shouldn't have been in a relationship. That's the ultimate answer. You shouldn't have been in a relationship. She should have been on out somewhere else dealing with somebody who wanted what she wanted, but you were not in a position to deal with any women to that end. Casually, socially, sure. But talking about a wife, you can't provide.
And fellas, you best believe this woman's girlfriends were constantly in her ear telling her she can do much better than an Uber driver. This guy basically set himself up for failure the moment he tried to date outside his league.
Okay, so that goes against stuff that you've said previously, because what I make currently right now is average income. I average about 45,000 a year.
Goes against what I've said.
You're saying that in order for someone to even consider marriage, that they should be making in the top 1%, or
No, I
at
didn't.
least that
When have I
value
said
threshold.
that? When have I said that?
Isn't that what you're saying right now? You're saying that because of
No,
my
sir. That is not.
finances, I
No, no.
don't have.
You said it conflicts with what I said, and I asked you, what did I say? And you just said, well, aren't you saying in order to be married, you need to be in the top 1%? Do you understand that
To
you
be
just mis?
completely all right.
Okay, no,
I
that's
see
not what
where
I.
I'm
No,
missing.
stop. No, 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 no. That's not what I said. That means that the only people who could get married are in the top 1%. I asked you, could you provide for a family? I didn't ask you how much money you made. I asked you, and you said no.
So apparently, this guy has problems listening too. Because even the most casual viewers of Kevin's content know he's never said that only the top 1% of income earners should consider getting married. Yet somehow this guy thinks Kevin was saying that only the absolute wealthiest people in America should get married. You wouldn't even have to watch more than one of Kevin's videos to know he never advocated anything that stupid.
At 45,000, I mean, it's not
Then that's all you
much.
need to know. You shouldn't be looking to marry anybody if you can't provide.
I told her that I needed time to build it up.
It doesn't matter
I didn't
what you
really.
told her. You shouldn't have been with her.
You're basically the male version of the delusional women who called Kevin saying that men should accept them as they are and give them time to work on their weight and jacked up attitude. So I'm going to ask you the male version of the question Kevin used to ask women. Why would a woman pursuing dual doctorate degrees pick you when she can pick a man who's already financially accomplished and able to provide for her?
Okay.
She was going for all right, man. See, we have a problem. If you pick a woman who's going to school and getting dual doctorates, and you're an Uber driver and a musician, you're unequally yoked, man. You know that. And if you wanted her to wait on your potential, I think you're too young to be worried about any of this stuff anyway. And what I'm hearing is a lack of maturity because you haven't got there yet. If she had a father who was a productive, competitive, successful man, do you think he would have accepted you as an adequate son-in-law?
No.
Then it's not about her.
I was saying black women in general. That was just the relationship.
But see, you talk about black women in general, and just like with black women, I get specific. You can't talk about general if you can't handle it specifically in your life. You can't come in and saying that about black women being your enemy. How is that woman your enemy?
She was his enemy because, like many black men, he felt threatened by the idea of his woman making more money than him.
I feel like despite the things that I wanted to do.
How was that woman your enemy?
Throughout the entire relationship, man, it was
You
a teardown.
shouldn't have been in a French toast relationship.
I agree with you on that point.
Well, if you agree, then the problem wasn't the black woman you dated or black women in general.
It's just you. Excuse me, bro.
Take ownership and accountability for the fact that you shouldn't have been trying to. No, you don't.
I do.
No, you don't. Not when you're on here blaming black women for all of your failures. I guess accountability isn't just kryptonite to women like Kevin used to say. It's kryptonite for a lot of men too.
Coming in.